Today, we're diving into a really powerful idea for helping immigrant youth with distance learning. What if we stopped seeing it as this huge problem and instead viewed it as a journey to a new country? We're going to break down 3 key takeaways from an educator who did just that, and it completely transformed their online classroom. So let's start right there with the core idea that shapes this whole approach. Teaching online is like traveling to a new country. It's such a great metaphor, right? All of a sudden, you realize the language is different, the customs are totally unfamiliar, and everyone, teacher and student, is kind of out of their element, just trying to find their way.
And that idea, well, that brings us straight to our first major takeaway. We are all on this journey to a new country, and we're in it together. Now, what I love about this is the specific wording. We're not just tourists, just passing through. We are pilgrims to a new paradigm shift. That makes it sound like a shared, really meaningful quest. It kind of puts teachers and students on the same team, navigating this new world with the same goal in mind.
Okay, so if we're all on this journey, what does the road actually look like? Well, it doesn't kick off with textbooks and homework. No, it starts with connection. The progression is super simple, but also really profound. First, you just get to know each other. Then, from there, you figure out how to get along. And only after you've built that social and emotional foundation, that's when you can truly start to learn from each other.
This brings us right to our second takeaway, which is all about how you actually do this. It's about taking that crucial first step.
So, the key principle is this: teach one thing at a time. Think about it. When you're in a new country, you don't try to learn the entire language and all its customs in a single day, right? You'd be totally overwhelmed. It's the same idea here. You start small with things students are already familiar with. That way, you build their confidence and create a really solid foundation for everything else. And this quote just nails it. You have to work with what you have learned that the students already know. It's an approach that meets students exactly where they are. It respects their own knowledge and their own experiences as the bedrock for all the learning that's going to come next. But that, of course, leads to the big practical question. It's a great idea in theory, but how do you actually do it? How in the world are you supposed to know what every single student already knows, especially when you're not even in the same room?
And the answer is actually really simple. You start with a survey during that first week. Think of it less like a test and more like your very first map of this new country. It's the tool that helps you understand the landscape of your classroom and, most importantly, get to know your fellow travelers.
Okay, so you've got your starting point and you have a map to see the terrain. What else does every traveler need? Well, that brings us to our third and final takeaway. You're going to need your essential guidebook.
And here's the best part. You don't have to write this guidebook yourself. The source material for this explainer points out that a whole package of resources is already out there. This means teachers aren't alone on this journey. There's a whole set of tools ready to go.
And believe me, this guidebook is packed. Look at this list. It covers everything from needs assessments and learning strategies to actual instruction planning and collaboration tips. It really is a complete toolkit for the entire journey. So let's bring this all home. We have the right mindset. We're seeing this as a shared journey. We've got a clear first step, using that survey as our map, and we have the right tools, our essential guidebook. When you put all 3 of those things together, they all point to one shared destination. And that destination is success. The ultimate goal is to reach it all together. This isn't about the teacher crossing the finish line first. It's about using that shared mindset, that initial understanding, and all those tools to make sure everyone arrives at the destination as a team.
So, we'll leave you with this to think about. After reframing your challenge as a journey, getting to know your fellow travelers, and packing your guidebook, what does the very first step on your journey look like? Thanks for tuning in.